Good morning. We're going to get started in just a minute. Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'll be with you guys in just a second. I'm just going to give some time to let everyone come on in. I don't know what's going on with notifications. Obviously, um there's some people here and so notifications are just rolling out and I know it's earlier than normal. Hey Megan. Hey just Tiffany. I just sent out I just shared the live. I don't know. I'm sure the internet is like it's broken today because of the election. So, but yeah, I just sent out another notification. So, but yeah, I just came on here um while I had a chance. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and I needed to mention something from yesterday because I forgot as I was signing off. Hey, Stacy. Good morning, or almost good afternoon, basically. Did you guys see the radios? I just clicked on it, Stacy. So I know Jasmine does not delete a thing because Jasmine believes in making all of her coins. So I'm not really worried about her deleting it. Um, but yeah, I'm just about to catch it. So, how are you? Hey, Courtney, how are you? Good morning. Gosh, I cannot believe that they were live for 4 hours. She literally may as well go ahead and get a webcam and just prop it up in the kitchen or something and just go live 24/7. So, I mean, if that's what they want to do, I mean, go for it. Um, that's a lot. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, like honestly, I feel like when Farah has a day off from school now, it's like I've got to like I have a day off in a way. So, it was nice because today's election day. Thank you. I don't have anything to say. I mean, I don't know that if any like how people are not like peeping that. I mean, that's been going on for a long time. She literally just props up the camera. Yeah, just Tiffany, it's so nice. Guys, if you could like the live, if you hadn't liked the live yet, go ahead, hit the like button for me. I certainly would that. Um, but yeah, um, it's this has been happening for a long time. And if you look, you don't have to take my word for it. You just have to pay attention to, like we all see different things, right? There's certain things that's going to catch my attention, may not catch your attention, of course, right? So I've just noticed that like having an agenda has not necessarily been a reason to turn the camera on for any of these ladies. I mean, they are just used to kind of like, hey, this is what's going on. What are you guys doing? Or, Chrissy telling that lame ass story time a couple of weeks ago or a week or so ago, or whatever. I was just kind of like, I think when the twins said something like, I can't wait to tell mama something, whatever, I was just like, oh God, is that a story time? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, they're skinny on substance right now. And the good reason why is because obviously for Chrissy, she's met someone that I guess she cares about more than she cares about this YouTube life. Um I would imagine she's doing other things to make money. So how she makes her money or how she pays her bills is no concern, of mine. But if YouTube is the way she goes about it, then whatever. So, but yeah, it is interesting, Courtney. There's no agenda. There's no like, hey guys, I came to talk to you about this, or I wanted to tell you guys that, or this is what happened. Hi, Elise, how are you? Um, Interesting. So yeah, Jasmine has figured out, and I don't know how much these lives have paid her because sometimes to me personally, I feel like sometimes the longer I'm live, I don't know, it's not as lucrative as you might think. I mean, I think in some ways it's good if you need to get a lot of watch time, like if you were trying to get monetized or something, but we know that's not the case with um Jasmine, so I don't know what's going on with her or why what's happening is happening, but hi Ray. So yeah, we're just keeping our eyeball emojis out. Um So, number one, yesterday, so I guess whoever catches this on the replay, yesterday I talked about a Cash App giveaway and I completely forgot. We were on live yesterday for like 2 hours. And when it was time to sign off, I just basically signed off. And I thought about it the minute that I signed off, but there was so much kind of going on and I went into doing think about it. So anyway, I'm doing like the regular kind of Cash App giveaway. So I'm gonna do $25. So it's definitely not a break your bank moment, but if you want to play the game, yesterday I said that I was gonna be saying the word facts. So, of course, FACTS, which is being run into the ground by Jazz and Chris. Every says, Jazz says facts. Everything Jazz says, Chris says facts. So, um, yesterday, almost everything I said facts right behind it. So, anyway, if you want to win the Cash App giveaway, and I'm going to give you guys until I go live on Friday. Um, so that way you can go through the live, and I'm going to have to go through it myself because I wasn't writing it down. But as many times as I said facts, which is FACTS, um, whoever gets, I would say on the nose, or I would say on the nose. wins the Cash App. And so if you can email me at lovelieslacefronts, it's on my about page, but there's no and in there. So it's LOVELIESLACEFRONTS at gmail.com. It's on my Instagram. Click email. It's on my about page. It's down in the comments. So it's all over. Go ahead, count the times I mentioned facts. You can also guess. There's nothing wrong with guessing. Um, and the first correct answer will get their Cash App. So that's that on that item. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that because I failed to do that yesterday. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Olivia's live yesterday, but let's see. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Because I felt like there was some major things that she kind of left out, and I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because the tides really have changed over the past couple of years. And I think if you are new to these three moms, there's stuff that you may or may not recall or know or have put the time into going back and looking at. Um, Thank you, Lise. I just now noticed that I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Um, so yes, Stacy, Tiffany, Elise, Courtney, I'm doing great. Megan, how are you? And guys, anyone coming in, go ahead and like the live. I really would appreciate it. Yeah, Natalie, I'm thinking that the airwaves are clogged due to like something happening. I don't know what it is. I think maybe people are voting and all that stuff. I bet you, like, I noticed yesterday, I felt like the internet was super slow, like just across the board, just being on LTE, being on Wi-Fi in the house. I feel like there's a lot of activity going on and stuff is a little slower than normal. I don't know, especially on YouTube. But yeah, anyone watching, if you can go ahead and hit that like button, I certainly would appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this short anyway. Hi Dana, how are you? Natalie, if this is just the first time this has happened where you didn't get your notification, probably just an anomaly from today. But I always say, hey, shut your browsers down. Um, because sometimes they just need to be reset. And when I say reset, just like close out all of your Chrome or close out all of your Mojave or Catalina, whatever browsers you use, and just restart, like start from scratch with them, because I think sometimes things just get caught up and you can miss notifications. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. So anyway, I was watching the live yesterday. Now I will come back with impressions on Jazzy's live, but I gotta watch it first. Literally just tuned in and someone said something about a 3 or 4 hour live I was talking to this morning. And I was like, are you talking about from last week? And they were like, no, last night. I could not believe they did a 4 hour and it posted 10 hours ago. So let's see. So that would have been 2 o'clock in the morning, and they'd been on for 4 hours. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, that's a lot. But hey, Sally, how are you? But when you just prop your camera up and leave it, it was a mess. Awesome. It gives me. That's gonna give me my power hour. We spent, I don't know if you guys do power hours at all, but some like this Sunday, we did a power hour in Farrah's bedroom and we got so much done. Like there was a big, gigantic, like a double sized Rubbermaid. You know, those huge Rubbermaids? We had one filled with clothes for Farrah. I probably about a third of it is stuff that I put in the wash, that was kind of winter stuff waiting, that she just never wore from last year, stuff that was new, whatever. And then other stuff was like, it's time to purge. So we just did basically a power hour. And I'll talk more about that on my other channel maybe later today. But that's how like I can motivate myself to get something done is to just like take an hour and just do it. So that being said, I'm going to use Jasmine's live and I'm going to speed it up a little bit because you know how I like to do. Speed it up onto like 1.25 or 1.5 for Jasmine. And maybe I can get through it in 3 hours instead of 4. So anyway, yeah, I heard about the 4-hour live and I can't believe it. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Anyway, so yesterday, Olivia's live, it was weird. I had some thoughts afterwards because I kind of just reacted in the moment in that video that I put up yesterday. So if you hadn't seen it, it'll be linked at the end of this. But a couple things I wanted to say. So I'm going to say a few things. I actually wrote it in a different order, but I'm going to say these things first really quick. So, you know, she had a lot to say about Gerard, and I know a lot of people have opinions about Gerard. I look, he's her husband, and he to me, both of these people are like characters of like a soap that I watch. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I remember because this is was the fact that when I first started watching Living with the Webbs, Olivia didn't have a job and Olivia was not monetized. When Olivia had Ryan, um, I think she had been vlogging a little bit before. She had several channels. If you look, she has a bunch of channels like Eating with Olivia. She's got her Grandma. She got all these channels. But at this time, 2 years ago, Olivia was not monetized. Okay. Her channel had just kind of exploded 2 years ago. She had just had Ryan and she wasn't working. I think she had been working at Sprouts. And I remember at Christmas time, she had gone in with the kids to go get some Subway and asked the guy for a job. They went back. She went back for an interview. She got the job. She had just gotten monetized at that point, so she was getting ready to start making some money. That's when we start seeing her going to Chick-fil-A and Target, because they used to make their, trips to Walmart here and there. She was extremely frugal, and I mean frugal in a good way. I mean, if you have a budget, you have a budget, right? So, she and my point in saying all of this is that Gerard went to work every day and he paid every bill, as far as I know. I don't know what bills he didn't pay, but I know that he was the breadwinner at that moment in time. And he went to work every day and he would come home. That was when he was like studying maybe for like his truck driving license. You guys correct? Okay. So, number one, Olivia did not have a job 2 years ago. That's my point. Number two is that her husband paid the bills. Now, did they have subsidized housing? Was she getting food stamps? Maybe and maybe. I don't know. I know she did get food stamps. Did she get cash assistance? Did she get housing? I don't know. I don't know all those details, but I know that what she told us was that her name was Olivia Johnson, that they were married, they were living with the Webbs, and she was his wife. Okay. And he was paying the bills. And, they played house for a while until, hey, Rose of Sharon, how are you? They played house for a while until I guess they couldn't play house anymore. I don't know how it came out, who brought it out, who didn't bring it out. But I know that at one point she came out and told everyone, yeah, we're not really married. And it was like, oh, okay. But, it wasn't like uncommon to do that because Jasmine had done that. Because remember, they were the Davis family. And then we found out that Jasmine really wasn't married to Philip. Her name was Dukes. And they were just playing married for TV, right? Okay. So Olivia started YouTubing. She infamously now got into the beef with Chrissy. She started a little picking with Passion Jones when Passion first got her surgery. But whatever she was doing, some people say trolling, got her elevated quickly. Hey, True. Good morning. How are you? Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what happened last night with Brandon. I'm not up to speed on that, so I'm probably not going to talk about that much because I don't know. Um, I don't know everything about Brandon, but what I remembered her saying was that her and Brandon had been friends for like about a year, maybe almost 2 years. I guess maybe what I found out today, I don't know if this is true. I just have to double check, but maybe Brandon is the brother of her friend. But in that case, whatever it is that a year ago or even 2 years ago, um, you were just getting ready to get married and you were still with Gerard, who you've been with for like 7, 8 years. So I just wanted to highlight that because I don't know this woman that Gerard is with, and I'm not trying to defend Gerard because I'm certainly not. But what I'm saying is this is I just have I just kind of noticed like a little bit if someone just kind of started watching your show, they're not going to be up to speed on the fact that when you talk about him, you make it seem like you've been carrying him the whole time. But I just remember when I first started watching, um, that he was taking care of you. He was taking care of his family and all of those things. So I don't really know when everything changed. I'm assuming when you started getting a bigger paycheck from YouTube or started getting a paycheck from YouTube and then started getting a bigger paycheck from YouTube, and that's fine. Um, but don't forget, the beginning, because the beginning doesn't just start yesterday. I mean, every day can be a new beginning, but just keep in mind that like some of us have been around longer than like last week. And when you're sitting there completely trashing the guy that you told us that you love, that you said you're going to marry, that you like to gaslight people and tell people that they're nuts when you decide to get back together with him. I'm just reminding you that at the end of the day, yeah, you were an unemployed housewife when we first met you, at least when I first met you 2 years ago on your YouTube channel called Living with the Webs. And so, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal, but like you made it seem like you've been carrying him for a long time. Total 360 from the beginning. Absolutely. Guys, if you did not used to watch Olivia way back, I would just go back maybe like a year and a half. Her vlogs were really fun. She would start off in the morning with some coffee. She'd be washing dishes. She'd be taking out stuff that she was going to cook the next day, get the kids dressed. Yeah, it could have been like 11 or 1 o'clock and, 11 in the morning or 1. Hey, Camo. Um, However, they were nice vlogs. I enjoyed her vlogs back then, right? Okay. Sally Martinez, remember they got into a big argument. Yes, that was in March. I went back over the weekend because I had time, and he said he was tired of her throwing in his face about her making more money than him, and he said to her, "You are always belittling me and I'm sick of it." Yeah, men, rather people, forget about men. People don't like to be diminished, demeaned, demoralized, um, and unappreciated, which is something that we hear a lot on these YouTube streets. Hey, Nisha, how are you? Yeah, she wasn't used to having her own coins. Yeah, she worked at Sprouts, remember? And then she was stoked about a sandwich artist job at Subway. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, but girl, don't get brand new out here. I mean, and if you're gonna, I guess a word that gets thrown around sometimes is humble yourself. I mean, look, we all have to start somewhere, but like I said, for the people in the back, the people in the bushes, the people that just got to the party who don't know the deal and haven't spent the time like just watching the videos, enjoying the content, watching the show that's based on a true story, you may not know everything. And neither do I. Only Olivia only the stars of this show know the complete truth, and I almost feel like it's Olivia because Olivia tries to play every single part, even the children. Um, but, at the end of the day, she, um, is she's put together quite the story here, and, the one thing I want people to know is that, there's there's a very interesting dichotomy here, and I'm not really sure what her end game is. Um, which brings me to clearly, and look, as long as you've got one friend, that's the most important thing. You don't have to have a host of friends. But to me, I felt like Olivia was having a conversation yesterday with who she should have been talking to was a friend, a good friend who could say, number one, get offline. Number two, when you need to vent like that, you call me. I don't know if her mother was home or not, but that conversation yesterday, that live, yeah, she could have that was damaging. And to me, if I were Gerard, I would have screenshot that whole thing and I would have that in my back pocket for when I go and ask for joint custody at the judge or mediator, however they decide to um, do custody, because you cannot. It's absolutely frowned upon, and if you get a male judge, it may be even worse for you to trash another parent in front of your kids. That is also a form of abuse. And not saying, I don't know what to believe about you and your husband's relationship, so I'm not going to talk about it. But what I'm going to talk about is this: when you sit there and trash your mate in front of your children, you are not doing anything but kind of taking them down to maybe the lowest level that you possibly can, because no matter what your relationship is with another adult, let other people, whether they're small people or big people or adults rather, um, formulate their own opinion and have their own relationships. If he's all you say he is, let them realize that on their own. Don't fill their minds with negativity about their father. That's really, really sad. People aren't always the best and perfect parents. I'm sure of the 67 people watching this live right now, we can all look at ourselves and see the opportunities and the challenges and things that we have been able to overcome, do better, areas of opportunity. No one is a perfect parent here. It's like a practice. It's like being a doctor. You get better the more you do it and the more you learn. Hey, Dr. Amira, good morning. Um, so I'm saying this: he may not be perfect, you may not be perfect, but at the end of the day, yeah, you don't have to sugarcoat anything, but trashing, you wouldn't want him to trash you on a visit with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So just as that would be inappropriate, um, I just see that it's just wrong. I think it's wrong, no matter how badly he does you, for you to put that in your kid's head. Also, for you to make Robin like a point of 20 minutes conversation about how she noticed he had a beer in his center console. I cannot believe for a minute that he was just driving around with a beer with no cozy on it and not in a cup. Now, if he's that reckless, how did he end up in a car with the kids? Like, you sent them out the door, you need to make sure. And, I mean, I've seen a live or two with you guys smoking weed and drinking in the front seat of the car. So you guys got there somehow, and whenever you finished, you got back home somehow. Remember? Hello? Okay. You guys have got nice and chilled in a car before. We've seen it. Okay. So why your mother feels like every time you go out, don't drink and drive. I cannot remember a time ever that my mother had to ever tell me not to drink and drive, because that's just something that I didn't do. If I drank, I had a couple of drinks and was going out and coming home, I think I knew that I needed to wait this an hour, have a cup of coffee, never drunk drive, have a designated driver, take a taxi cab, all the things that like normal people do when they know that they've had a cocktail or two. If you've had 3 or 4, you need to sit your ass down, and thankfully today we have things like Uber, okay? So, yeah, who does that? All right? I don't know who at 30 or in their late 20s needs to be reminded to not drink and drive. Only people who do drink and drive, I would imagine, but I don't know, whatever. Um, I just think it was throwing Robin under the bus. Yes, it's facts. That's facts, Rose of Sharon. Thank you. Facts. Um, I just think it was more triangulation between you, your husband, and your kids to insert Robin into the drama, because you should not try to damage a relationship between a father and his daughter or a father and his son. You had Brandon serving dad life basics to the kids. And, I didn't really see anything wrong with it. But then, people have called it out. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with his methods, because that's what men do. They roughhouse, horseplay, things like that. However, in the same respect of you asking for a certain level of respect with the mistress, now girlfriend, um, considering you've known Brandon for over a year, let's just say, I would think that you need to extend Gerard the same courtesy. If you don't want certain people being around your kids, then you should extend the same to his. And if you think that Gerard doesn't do anything because he doesn't want for anything, does that explain why you hightailed it out of Florida, packed up a U-Haul by yourself, drove your kids by yourself, had a car on a trolley or whatever you call that thing, um, by yourself? Like, you did all of this by yourself, but he's a whole grown man with a wife and kids who want to move to Texas. And he moved you out there. I would think he would move you back if that's what you really wanted and you talked to him like a human being. Um, why you are always hitting the easy button for him? You put him down and put him down and put him down, but you're constantly hitting that easy button. Everybody knows that, just like with your children, yeah, it's easier to do it yourself, but if you want people to learn, you have to let them do it themselves. Okay? So, my point in saying that is you could have stayed in Florida, period. You could have stayed in Florida and let him have a relationship with his children. He came to see the kids many times and actually ended up moving there with you. Okay? Um, he could have had to make his coins to get plane tickets. You could have minded, not had to be up in his business so up close and personal, and stayed in Florida and maybe protected your feelings a little bit more and not had to feel so slighted and bear witness to the fact that he's moving on in a major way. So I feel like a lot of this is self-inflicted, and that when he's trying to spare your feelings, you get up in his face to try to, like, make it hurt just a little bit more. But then you dog him. You know, I was always it was my impression, and I've been told that when men lie to you, not all, and this is not a great thing, but look, when people lie to you, forget about just men. Oftentimes, it's because they care. If they did something wrong, they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to diminish your impression or your feelings about them. Now, lying is absolutely horrible, but when a guy is lying to you to spare your feelings, he's trying not to hurt you. He's trying to maybe let you down easy. Now, cheating is a whole nother thing, but if he was trying to spare your feelings and figure things out, you basically stealing information by taking his phone and going through his phone and finding out that he has a whole girlfriend that he's living with and this, that, and the other thing is information that you took. It was not information that was given to you and that you were privy to. Now, the fact that you guys are living apart and he's there visiting you didn't give you the right to go through his phone and see exactly what was going on because we all know about Maurice. We now know about Brandon. We know about a lot. And I just wonder, I know we saw a picture of Maurice, but were you and Brandon like in contact when you were in Houston since that is your friend's brother? Like, was he around too? Like, what was really going on? And what about last year when Gerard left and was mad at you back in March because you got busted texting your ex, the ex that lost his mother, and you guys were talking and this, that, and the third? Like, Olivia, your backyard is not clean here. So let me read a couple of these comments because I'm gonna keep this short, guys. I'm not gonna be on here for very long. Liv likes so Megan says Liv likes 2-point fingers, blame Gerard for everything. Liv is no angel, so she needs to sit down and be quiet and stop trying to expose Gerard every chance she gets. Okay, that's the streets are talking. Megan also says, yes, it does, Miss True. Miss True says, that's true. I know the pain of losing a brother, and that shit still hurts. Oh, it does. It's awful. Um, Now I haven't lost a brother, but I've lost my mom and dad, and that's tough. It's been really hard. Yes, it does, Miss True. I got a nephew who wasn't born yet when my brother passed away, so it's hard, especially seeing my brother in my nephew. Yeah, Megan, I'm so sorry about that. I mean, the blessing is that you get to see your brother and your nephew, but I'm sure the pain of missing your brother is still there, but what a legacy and what an opportunity. Because unfortunately, sometimes people die before they're even able to have children. So it's a blessing. You know what I mean? So it may not, I'm sure it feels like that, but I'm sure it's hard to always think of it that way. But it's, at least you've got your nephew. So, but yeah, I'm so sorry. Death is so hard, guys. So hard. Um, Megan also says, Liv says she's moved on, but constantly talk. Clearly, she hasn't. I mean, I think you fake it till you make it, and I think she's saying it enough. Maybe eventually she will, but yeah, in her mind, the walk and the talk, right? You can walk the walk, talk the talk. She's talking the talk. She's not walking the walk right now. The key is doing both. When you can do both, you're in alignment. When you're walking a walk but it's not matching with your talk or vice versa, that shows, you're not aligned, and there's always going to be conflict with that. And then people will see that too, that your moves don't match your mouth, right? Deborah Martin, cheating is the ultimate betrayal. It's hard to get over infidelity. Once you've been cheated on, it's difficult to gain. So therefore, back 2-3 years ago, whenever he cheated and she was pregnant with Robin, that should have been a stop and do not proceed at that moment. You know what I mean? But they have been trying to fit a square peg in a round hole for a long, long time. So if that's the ultimate and she can never get over it, what have you been doing for the past 7 years and two more kids later? You know what I'm saying? Um, he might have to file for child support with her. If they get joint custody, there's no child support, 50-50 custody. So she's going to try for custody. She's doing the smear campaign now. But if I were Gerard, I would take any audio or video of yesterday and I would have that for the judge to hear that these children do not need to have her as sole custodian, that he needs to have joint custody. I mean, she moved all this way for the kids. That's what she said. So why would you want 100% custody when you traveled halfway across the country? Like, your walk is not matching your talk. Okay. So, let's just keep that in mind. Sorry, don't feel sorry for her. I don't care what she says. I am sick of her using women's empowerment card. I hadn't heard no woman. I've heard her say, "Don't women shouldn't drag other women," but yeah, I this is not a dragging. So, she can call it whatever she wants. It doesn't matter to me because I do commentary on YouTube channels, and yours just happens to be one of them, Olivia. So, that's that on that. So yes, it is a it's a way, Dr. Amira, for her to kind of shame and shut down conversation because people don't typically want to seem impolite or discourteous or not sensitive because we are in a very politically correct society. So people don't want to seem that way, although they are. She doesn't care about women's empowerment because if she cared about women's empowerment, some of the things that she does, she would not do. Um, she just wouldn't. And we can talk about that another day as far as women's empowerment versus like, what's actually going on. Sure. New Sebi. Does anyone else remember when she pulled a gun? Yes, yes. So that was what? Like that was about a year and a half ago, March, April timeframe after she did the pregnancy, excuse me, pregnancy prank gone wrong. Definitely. That was when I had been doing a little bit of commentary here and there. I would be in my car and I would talk about, "Hey guys, did you see Living with the Webbs yesterday? Are you okay, babe?" Yes? Okay. Um When she did that, I think that's when I went full on like, "Hey guys, this is a reaction video," because as a subscriber, I was so disturbed and I was in the kitchen making dinner and I saw that and I had to like shoo my daughter out of there because she was maybe 7 and I just didn't ever I mean, she's like, like we watched Living with the Webs, okay? Like um that's not something I wanna normalize, going back to that whole normalize thing, which I wanna repeat some of that from yesterday because I was like, "Hey, guys, I'm gonna go," at the end of my video, but I don't know if you guys saw it all the way to the end, but I just she's interesting. Um, Estrelita, "Hey, girl, how are you?" Um so let me see. Let me go back. They continue. So Nikki says they continue to go through these high school early 20s BS because they're not changing the cycle. So yes. Now Gerard, yeah, no, not yet because he just moved in with some breaking the cycle for Gerard may be getting his own place, doing his own thing. So, that's what they always say about rebound people. Yeah, rebound. Yeah, it's the one after the rebound or the one after the one after the rebound because the rebound is where it's gonna get a little messy and people sometimes feel like they got used, but, that's not our problem to solve. So all you rebounders out there, yeah, be careful because, it probably won't be you unless you too can do some major work in the rebound, okay? Um when she threatened yesterday, like, what if I took off and left you with the kids? I was thinking to myself, that's not even a thought that I would ever have. Like, what are you doing, lady? Like, are you really that pressed to prove a point for things to be fair? How many people in this life have experienced? I mean, True says she lost her brother. She just shared that. Megan lost a brother. You know, I've had death in my family. I've had things not go my way. We all have. Life is not fair, but life was never promised to be perfect. So, gosh, I could get all another direction here, but at the end of the day, you know, at the end of all of this, this is supposed to be the only hell that we'll ever know, depending on whatever your belief is. But life is not meant to be perfect here. This is where we work all the imperfections out for the transition, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, so when I hear her talking about fair, not fair, I'm like, girl, grow the F up, man. You're just like, you're delusional. She's gonna file child support, she said. She can go do that, but he can also file for joint custody. And if he gets a very sympathetic or, if he gets like a male friendly, or just kind of like, I'm not preferring the mom over the dad type court, um, he could end up with joint custody. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Okay. And these days, joint custody is common. So if they get joint, yeah, you don't get shit. And she probably makes more than he does. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, I remember that, Megan. Yep. Their first surviving play the condoms as well, and she freaked. Exactly. I remember that. That caused her a lot of problems. People were mad. Especially because people watched Living with the Webs with their kids. And I mean, right before, a month or two before that was the hemorrhoids and all that. When the hemorrhoids thing started happening, I was like, okay, Pharaoh, mommy's watching TV. Like, go on to the living room, when she said she want her credit, I was done. Um, you know what your credit is? Those 3 babies that you have. You've got beautiful children. You have your sanity and your health. You're good. Walk away. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to feel like you let anyone get away with anything, but getting your just due and your credit, girl, you're the wife. That's your credit. Act like one. Even if you're one that's getting ready, heading towards divorce court, be better. Act as if. Why is it dark? Because I don't have my camera on, Marcia. This is a podcast today. So T loving and living life. I know that, look, he could, and attorneys are very expensive. Look, he can file and he can open the books. He can go to the self-service legal clinics. I'm sure in Dallas, there has got to be some sort of legal clinics available. There's got to be YouTube videos on how to file the necessary paperwork. Even though the legal system works a lot better with a good paid attorney, our legal system is set up in such a way that if you do your homework and you can get some guidance and ask a friend and ask a friend to ask a friend, you can navigate the legal waters and do it yourself. Now, he's not he's filing for custody, for joint custody. So, sometimes we need to let people find pathways than create roadblocks. If it's very expensive, whatever it's worth, and maybe there's someone out there who'll take a payment plan. If it's worth it to you to have your children, you'll do what you gotta do. That's my opinion on that, because honestly, there is nothing that would keep me away from my kid. So, even if she gets primary custody, she's likely to make more and therefore might not get, but there's those $50 payments. Yep. I think the best thing for people who don't have a lot of money, go to mediation. Go to mediation and file for your divorce and work out a equitable, fair, and I'm using air quotes, agreement. That's all you have to do. But if you are not mature enough to let the court decide, to figure it out between the 2 of you, then go ahead and take it to the courts and see what happens. You can't be what you're not. Okay. Yes. That's the quote of the day. The life you live may not be your own. Thank you very much. You cannot be what you are not. But you can act as if, right? You can fake it till you make it, right? But I mean, these guys all want to give single mom realness. So you know what? You look, your words become your actions. What is it? Your words become your thoughts become your words, and your words become your actions. Did I say that right, or did I butcher that? It's the difficult process to go through child custody while married, getting divorced. It gets really nasty. Of course, especially when y'all nasty to begin with. You know, if they're not playing nice with each other, then yeah, it's already nasty. When I listen to her talk, she sounds so immature and childish. So you know she didn't finish school. She makes me sick, Sally Martinez. Um, did I hear correctly that she admitted that she never got her GED yesterday? Did I hear that right? Or you guys correct me if I'm wrong. They have a program in Dallas for dads which helps keep them together with their kids with a divorce. That girl T. That girl T, if you have a website or anything like that, can you drop that down in the comments after this post? Because anyone who may see this later, who may know someone in the Dallas Fort Worth area, may need that information. I don't know. We do this shit every day without credit. But you know what? We do it with credit. You know why? Uh, True, because we have the title that's called mother. Forget about the title that's called wife. You are the mother. That immediately shuts down a lot when people are like, oh, the mother's here. Or you go to school, hi, mom. Like, mother is a motherfucking title, okay? People respect that shit. And if you don't respect that title, that's your problem. But I know that when I say the mother or I'm her mother or I am a, you know, like that gets that's some cred right there. Period. So, um but we know why we do what we do. I don't need my husband or kids to validate that for me. Exactly. True says she knows she's a baddie. Okay. Yes. Um, what bothers me is how she consistently calls him a ninja. She's ridiculous. Okay, she's ridiculous. Um, yeah, Dr. Amira's agreeing that mediation is not bad. Yeah, mediation can be good. People kill me demanding credit for what they were supposed to do. Brownie points for the basics, okay? All right. That's a no-go around here. So right, Olivia's childish and immature. She has a lot of growing up to do. Thoughts become things. They all manifested their you know what I'm saying? Life of destiny. These girls have been talking some ish for a long time and it has just all unfolded, okay? She said in her life that she did not really get her GED. Wow. No one had to know that. No one had to. What? Look, and I said that in my video. I'm going to post that for you guys to take a look at for those of you who never saw it. People were calling her out just like about the house and everything. And you know, I'm a firm believer in I like to reiterate, I am reacting to the video, but I said in that video, if she would do something as low as to fake a basic milestone like first birthday, first steps, um, first day of school, first tooth lost. You know what I mean? All of our firsts, right? First day you walk into high school, first kiss, first date, high school diploma. For someone to fake a whole graduation gown, have your husband take you out with the kids and get pictures and pretend and do a whole video on how you're so proud of your accomplishment that you can tell your kids now, and your co-conspirator who allowed you, and I don't mean like gave permission, I mean just kind of co-signed and was along for the ride. Man, the fact that you two are not a ride or die astounds me. There must be like really some ego tripping at play, obviously. But the fact that somebody would help you set up a farce and a sham of that magnitude on a basic milestone, man, that just really says a lot. That's like some old basic bottom feeder basic stuff. Like who really does that? I mean, you can lie about having your GED, But damn, you put on a cap and gown, went and took pictures, got the kids dressed up, pretended. Maybe you told them it was all just pretend. Um, but that's really sad. That's just sad. I don't even have any more words for it. It's sad. I think I've expressed myself on that topic. That's really, 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 really sad. Um, and more like on the lines of pathetically sad. Like that's bad. Okay. Um, Now if you lie about getting your GED as far as buying a cap and gown and diploma, yes, Deborah Martin, yes. Liv's playing a dangerous mind game with Gerard. She's playing a dangerous mind game with herself too. Okay, that's that's the first mind. That's Gerard is gone for a decompression, deprogramming. Okay, he's gone from the house, so he's um, but look, this whole abuse thing, it's really messed up because I think she's playing with people's emotions. I really find it hard to believe on both sides. I don't know what happened with those two, but if that's how you guys get down and you guys need to put hands on each other on a regular basis, then you guys don't need to be with each other, period. Um, the fact that Gerard was a helped her create scenarios, um, you helped build out this situation, but maybe you didn't realize that you were one of the bricks of this whole thing, that you were being used just like everybody else. And once you realize that you're less of a partner but more of a prop, yeah, probably is not a good feeling. So guys, I just want to say one more time, if you have come into this live and you have not yet liked this live and you are getting something out of this live, if I'm dropping this TT for you, or this is just a good place to talk about, think about, discuss, and recap YouTube channel that you enjoy or like to kind of dissect and think about, go ahead and smash that like button, please. I certainly would appreciate it. Um, Hold on one second. Okay, I had to mom for a second. You can pretend to be anything and all create. Oh, to be a clown. My God. Okay. Olivia turned state's evidence against herself. Yeah, that live yesterday is damaging. Um, okay. Chicana Mama, so did she really admit to pretending she got her GED? As far look, this is what the word on the street is. I didn't see it, so I can't confirm it. The life you live may not be your own says that she saw that in the live. I'm not, I didn't see it. So I know that there's been talk about that, and if that's the case, that's low. Um, are we at the bottom? Let me see. Okay. I was done when she sits there and badmouths these children's father. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya, we talked about that a little earlier. It's despicable. Even if he is despicable, it makes you look. Our job as parents is to give our kids the best. Even if you have the worst, even if you selected the worst husband or he selected the worst wife on the face of this earth, part of our job is not to bash them. That's our mistake, our problem, our challenge to fix, but it is not their fault that you chose wrong on whatever side that was and decided to cohabitate and to mix and mingle and make 3 children with what you say was a mistake. Like that's not their fault, okay? So Carolina, yeah, bring it to me. If you have anything that substantiates that, bring it to me. I heard that from another person today, and someone here in the chat, the life you live may not be your own. If you scroll up, mention that, and she may have mentioned where she saw it. Um, so it's alleged. I don't know if she did or not, but I know that there's been speculation since the day that she put that cap and gown on. Um, and if she lied about that, I mean, damn, is like, girl, come on. So yeah, Sally, like you said, she acts as if she does nothing wrong. Um, it's interesting. I just When I went down this road, it was really like putting Robin in the middle is bad. Um, I truly doubt that Gerard would have a bottle of beer or a can of beer and not have a cozy on it. Not saying that that's right and that's how you go under the radar of drinking while driving. He should not be drinking while driving, but if drinking while driving was okay when y'all were together, which we've seen you two have some drinks and some smoke in a car, if it was okay when you guys were together, now it's not okay. Okay, okay, it's not okay. It's never okay because it's illegal. My God. Can you guys hold on for a second? Hey guys, I'm getting some tea. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to even show it to you. Well, hold on a second, okay? I'll be right back. Wait, don't say anything. Um, guys, give me okay, hold on just a second because I got what you sent me and I don't know what it is. Let me get off this live and I'll be back and just let me call you right back because I can't figure out what it is and what you're trying to tell me. But give me a minute, okay? I'll call you right back. Okay? Okay. Someone sent me something. I don't know what it is, but it might be something about uh I don't know. I don't know. This is interesting. If it's saying what I think it's saying, it's something about hashtag Jazz and Chris. And I'm gonna have to flush this out a little bit more before I even Farah, excuse me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. I was getting ready to say something, but she came up the hallway and I could hear her coming. So I didn't want to say what I was okay. Olivia said she refused to be on YouTube, but 8 years ago. Okay. Guys, Interesting conversation, good chat. If you're just now coming in, go back to the beginning. We talked about a lot. Um, and I may come back again a little bit later. I don't know. Hey, Sofa Time. Hey, everyone who's come in. Bran, Grable. I'm sorry I didn't speak to you earlier. I saw you commenting. Mama, uh, Mama Shell. I don't know if you're here listening or not. Um, Guys, I just want to let you guys know two things. One is that when the chat is going super fast, I know for me, fat fingers will come in. If I'm trying to click on something, I have before timed someone out by mistake. I have hidden someone by mistake. It happens, right? If you feel that you have been hidden, you can't be seen in the chat, number one, close out your browsers, reset, make sure your browsers are fresh because sometimes that will bring everything back, right? Number two, if you get hidden, don't always just assume it was something that you did wrong, something that you said wrong. I don't get my feelings hurt easily when you disagree. You've got a different point of view. It happens all the time. We don't always have to agree. If I didn't want your comments or your feedback, then I wouldn't have a chat, or maybe I would turn it on just for my members. At the end of the day, that would never be a reason why I would hide someone or block someone from a chat. It's just being disrespectful, and that would be something that would get you like ejected. But 9 times out of 10, it was probably user error. I would probably say 9.99% of the times it's user error if something happens like that. So just give us a little space and grace that if that does happen, just send me a note. Because I had one of our friends in the chat say that she's not visible right now, and I'm not sure what happened. I checked; they're not hidden. So I'm gonna reach out to this person and help them get get their LX3 life back. So just bear with me, guys, when that happens. But yeah, just send me a note and I'll take care of it right away because, of course, we don't want to miss any of our friends to the show. But sometimes, shit happens. It's not typically going to be something intentional. If you have been blocked or timed out because of something that was said, yeah, you know why. I mean, come on. LaQuinta, I did not get a chance to say hi to you today. J Day, that girl T. Anyone else who I may have missed, guys, thank you so much for coming and joining us. Been on for like an hour. I also announced the giveaway that I failed to do yesterday. So go back, listen to the beginning. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Bren. I appreciate that. So guys, you guys are awesome. I wanted to keep this short, preserve some of my energy for maybe a video later today. Also, I'm getting ready to take Farah out. We got errands to do, and I want her to get some air. We're in the house too much. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, okay, so yeah, there is okay, I'm gonna tell you guys this before you go. So now two sources who are and it's not 100% confirmed, but I guess there's going to be some tea dropping, guys. There's going to be some tea dropping, and it's Mage, but I don't want to say it. I don't know who's going to drop it, but it's not it we'll talk about it once it drops. So, Angie, thank you, hun. You're so sweet. Thank you for coming in and dropping my emoji my emoji. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna just say it like this. It's regarding hashtag Jazz and Chris. It is I don't want to life you live because of the other person that's involved, and I don't want to do that. I don't If that person wants to come on here and talk about it, then I don't have a problem with that. But that's the only reason why. It's involving Jazz, hashtag Jazz and Chris, and I believe that my prediction is that Jazz is going to be in a very bad mood. Okay. Really, 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 really? Anna, Anna, so she said it in her live. Hold on, guys. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm-mm. Are you guys reading this? Follow Anna, what Anna's saying. Um, Anna, before you say too much, okay, so what? Okay, guys. I okay. Okay, I just got dropped some major tea. Okay. Life you live may not be your own. Yeah, I mean, it's coming through and it looks like, I mean, Asia, if you are listening, can you please come out the bushes right now and speak? Um, wow. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm just gonna tease this a little bit because I want to do my research before I say anything. All I'm saying is that there was someone on a certain chatty, gossipy website who stated, and I quote, okay, Jazz went from a pimp to a whole trick. She went from to a, okay, so she went from one person to another one. So Jazz went from a pimp to a whole trick. A whole trick is somebody who buys the trade, okay? Or buys the unani nani, okay? I'm gonna leave that right there. And guys, we're gonna go ahead and close this chat out. We're gonna talk about that later. Um, but it, you know how, okay, this is the expression. You know, when you go from the frying pan to the fire. So Jazz went from the frying pan to the fire. She went from, is it bad to worse? Do you get it now? So I think there's going to be some major tea dropping on Mr. Chris. Like I said, Rishna, I welcome to the chat, and I like to say hi to everyone as much as I can. So, hey, Rishna, welcome to the chat. We are getting ready to close down. Trini, sexy girl. Yes. Don't we all though? I mean, but I mean, do bones fall out as soon as you open up your, you know, your closet? Some, you know, we all have skeletons, but yeah, does a whole kind of cemetery fall out of the closet? No, that would be bad. But yeah, it looks like someone has jumped from the frying pan to the fire. Um, you know, like I said earlier, you know, these girls are so quick to smash that easy button. They want it so bad. They're thirsty, they're hungry, some are even famished. I mean, it's a lot, guys. Guys, smash that like button. Once I get confirmation on this tea and I go live, yeah, I'm gonna need to read through some of this before I really start talking about it. But it's someone has confirmed, the person who is in some of this kerfuffle with some of these people has confirmed that yeah, Jasmine officially has gone from the frying pan to the fire. So, guys, like this live, go back, listen to the beginning. You will have all the details about the giveaway there, and I will see you a little bit later. Okay, take care. If the streets are talking, guys. Okay, I keep saying this is it. I'm getting some really cute t-shirts in. Some of them will be giveaways. So, but yeah, you guys are going to love these. So I ordered them today and I'm kind of excited about them. So anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.